What's up, everyone? This is another episode of Two Straws.
Yes.
Brought to you by Dual Bets. Go check out dualbets.com for all of your online betting needs. And today we have a really, really cool, amazing guest, none other than Lorenzo Hunt, the Juggernaut. He is the current cruiserweight and light heavyweight bare knuckle boxing world champion, and we're bringing him right now.
Hey everybody, what's up, man?
Yeah.
Hey, Lorenzo.
What's up?
Come on, is this better?
Yeah, it's perfect.
Yes, perfect.
Right in the middle.
You're out doing us though. I didn't bring any bling.
Yeah, I'm on my way to AEW tonight. I'm a special guest, so I'm all blinged out. I'm gonna go show out.
Nice.
What's
Wait,
AEW?
so do you do that?
AEW is Elite Wrestling. No, I don't do the wrestling thing, but I hang out with those guys a lot, and I like the shows. I take the kids. My girl is the head makeup artist for AEW, so we get to hang out with everybody and have a good time.
Okay. We need to ask her to touch us up when we go to BKFC next time, right?
The best, yeah. She's always there. She hooks up the ring girls and stuff too before the BKFC fights. So she's really cool. You guys.
I mean, I feel like that would be a really nice transition for you to get into wrestling. You've got the personality, the style, the flair. Like, I feel like you were built for bare knuckle boxing, but you were also made for wrestling.
Yeah, they do too. They keep trying to get me over. They just want somebody to slam the shit out of me. I ain't gonna lie, I'm a little bit scared. This ain't no joke.
Well, I don't know if you saw our last video, but I think Jess would be really good at WWE. He knows how to.
I was like, no, don't do it again. Don't do it again.
You know what the crazy part is? She's like, wait, no, let's do it again. No, I think I got it this time.
Yeah.
She was all about it. I'm like, oh, I'm so scared. I'm so nervous. She's like, no, do it again.
No.
Do it again. Send me. So. Oh man.
I was really just trying to make it on the crash pad at that point.
The best one, I mean, the one that had me laughing for days was the one when you said Mike Perry's when you did the rap video.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god. I think y'all did better than she did. Y'all did.
Thank you. Yeah. I mean, so too many people are saying that. I'm like, I'm not trying to have beef with Sexy Red. Too many people are saying that.
Killed it. I bet she laughed too.
Yeah.
The fight fan, and she knows the people you were talking about. You killed it.
Oh, thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
So
go ahead.
I was just got going on. What's going on?
We're just chilling. We don't have a big fight coming up like you do. We were pretty sure you're on the February card, but we were looking for it and couldn't find it. So what's going on with that?
Yeah, they're still being pretty secretive about it, so they actually don't talk too much about it. But I do have an opponent in my sights, and they don't have a date locked down just yet. But I'll be main eventing one of the next two cards coming up. So we're gonna have some fun. I'm training. I'm up in weight, so I will drop that. It will be a heavyweight fight. It will be my debuting as a heavyweight, and I'm looking to have some fun.
Will that one be for the belt?
Well, the way it's looking, they want me to prove that I can be a heavyweight contender first. And since I've literally smashed everybody in the 205 and the 185 division, there is no need to rush interim belt or any type of. There's no need for me to relinquish my titles as of yet, so I can go hang around and bully the heavyweight guys and still be in my title if I need to.
Okay, so if you can't tell us who this matchup is, and we don't know if it's for the belt, could you tell us potentially who would be your dream matchup in bare knuckle boxing at any weight class?
Honestly, I would love it if they would let me fight Ben. It would be an amazing David and Goliath story. I have been fighting. I had my first martial arts tournament in 1988 I've been whooping asses before Power Rangers. So I believe that I could get in there and literally shock the world with an amazing underdog. This guy's a giant. He's going to kill Lorenzo. And then I beat the shit out of him for the whole world to see. I just think it'll be unforgettable. And I would love to fight Ben Roethlisberger.
Wow. Yeah, I mean
especially since he keep woofing about the title. He's got 2 fights in bare knuckle. If I get a chance to really put these hands on him and really test him and really push him, I think that there will no longer be title talks for him. I think I can just send him on into retirement.
Nice. I mean, your last fight seemed like David and Goliath already. So that guy was huge. Chris Camozzi, he was huge. And for you to go up, I mean, it's just impressive that you want to, first of all. But I feel like the optics of that would be really crazy as well.
Yeah, it's tricky. Like I said, I've been fighting so long. I'm so good at it. I'm so natural at it that if I showed you the fight game plan pre-fight for Chris Camozzi, you would be like, it was scripted. Like I scripted it. He had shot. I came all the way from Florida, all the way to Denver, fought him in his backyard, stood right in the middle and said, "What you gonna do now?" And he did not want to clear. He did not want to close the distance. He felt that viciousness that I possess. Matter of fact, got the props ready. There he goes. Right
oh, ouch.
So, when we say David and Goliath, we got to remember it was a stone, a little pebble that took him out. And the best at throwing them. I'm the best at throwing stones.
So you say you started back before Power Rangers, but you only started MMA in 2015. So what were you doing in that span of time?
Well, I was doing a little bit of everything. I actually went to prison for about 10 years. But before that, I was like, kicking ass. I did Taekwondo. I was a karate guy. I did some martial arts tournaments. And when I came home, I got right back into it. I started doing self-defense classes and teaching. And all while I was down, I really, really stayed physically in shape. I went to bed early. I drank my milk. I didn't get to party. I didn't get to see none of my 20s like everybody else. Spent all that time partying and drinking. Never drank, never smoked. Ran miles and miles every day. Push-ups. I literally trained like I knew I would come home and become a world champion, and I did.
Wow.
So when you got your start into MMA and then transitioned into bare knuckle boxing, I guess what was the driving force to get you into it? Because I as a mixed martial artist have no desire to do bare knuckle boxing, but there's a certain type of person that is very driven towards it, and you seem like you were just tailor made for it. So how did you find your way?
I had a fledgling family, and I was doing bare knuckle, and I didn't really pick up on the jiu-jitsu aspect. I never wrestled. I never wrestled in high school. I never really learned the grappling part. But I had 9 KOs as an amateur, and I had my first 4 fights were KOs as a pro. I didn't start losing in MMA until guys started taking me down. And once they started taking me down, it just didn't stop. So so I just was about, after that, I was about maybe 35, 36. And I just was like, I'm too old for this. I got a business. I'll step down, And then I got a call from Dada down in Miami. And they just was like, bro, bare knuckle just was legalized. You're a dog. We've seen all your fights. You've been knocking everybody out in Florida. You can do this. And I was like, yeah, let's go. Dada gave me a large check, larger than I had made in my little career at MMA. He gave me the biggest check. And then after that, Dave gave me a bigger one. And then the next one was even bigger. So I hate to sound so simple, but coming from where I came from, and then trying to make it work and trying to stay out of trouble and trying not to ever go back. And of course, you know, fighting is my pastime. So why not do it and get paid for it?
No, I love that. I love hearing that.
Nobody,
you know, it doesn't.
Their hands in prison.
What did you say? Sorry.
Nobody wraps your hands for you in prison.
There you go. So is that the key?
There it is.
Is that the best conditioning? Oh man. So you gotta tell us why you went to prison, if you feel comfortable.
No, I'm comfortable with it because like I said, I was actually wrongfully convicted and I did a long trial and I had to fight for my fucking life. But it took so long to get it straight that eventually I timed out and the case continued. And thank God that I was able to remanage my life. I went into that place knowing that I was innocent, so I never became guilty of heart. So I studied my ass off. I trained my ass off. I taught guys how to read. I was a college student. You know what I mean? I've been to college. I graduated. So all that time sitting there just praying to get out, just praying to get a chance to prove that I'm not some bum, some weird criminal that you could just throw away and forget about. And when I came home, I showed the world. I mean, when I say I showed the world, I mean, I showed the world that you can't just throw me away.
Wow.
You can't just throw me away.
I love that. I already loved you as a fighter just from watching your highlights and your pre-fight videos and everything. But hearing that backstory, that's so inspirational. There's so many people who have been in your shoes and just let that crush them and let you know the government or whoever decide their future, and you were able to turn that around. So bravo to you.
Yeah, I mean, it is a story, and I get chills too every time I tell it, because like I know when I said after Mike Richmond, you know, he poked me in the eye and beat me up a little bit, and I was able to come out with that win. And I told him, I said, you know, I've been to hell already. I brought some of it back with me, and I'm gonna show everybody how hot it is, how much pressure it is, how much hell I've been through in order to burn this personality and this person, this realness into reality. I'm not an actor. I'm not acting when I punch people in the face, when I say I'll fuck you up or I'll beat you within an inch of your life. I'm not acting. I'm serious as hell because for so long, it's been life or death for me. So when guys do the face off, right, and they're trying to intimidate me, I've been where the worst people in society go. I've had stare downs with real killers, real psychopaths. How are you going to scare me? So when I say I'm going to heavyweight and when I say I'm taking this bitch over, I'm not playing. I'm not joking. I'm not, you know, and it's just, like I say, that part of me, you can't get away from it when it's time to work. I just go right into work.
Nice.
We gotta clip that out. Be one of my next questions.
I'm like, we gotta clip that out. That's the promo for the fight right there. Love
it. That was going to be my next question. Is, you know, I see such drive and perseverance and determination in everything that you do, and I was going to ask where it came from, but I mean, it's just hearing that it's no wonder you've been through so much, you've overcome so much, and that's just a piece of who you are. And I love that you show yourself so authentically and present yourself so well. It's really easy to connect with you as a person. It's really easy to get behind you as a fighter.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate that. For the longest time, people visualize me as the villain. But if you really pay attention to what was going on in the BKFC and in the makings of it, I was a nice guy. I was kicking ass before Hector Lombard punched me in the face, and before Mike Richmond threatened to slap me, and before I shoved a tomato in Joe Riggs' mouth. I was a nice guy. Those guys kept messing with me. And of course, one of the things I know is how to fan the flames of aggression. If you give me a tiny spark, I will burn your shit down with your own spark. I didn't start it, but I'll finish it. And that's just how I survive.
Man, well,
So,
I really want to hear. Yes, I've been begging Jess. I'm like, do you know the story? Because I need to know the story about the tomato in Joe Rigg's face. Like, it was so ridiculous. Like, it's the last thing you'd think would happen to you at a face-off. Yeah. And you pulled it off like Bugs Bunny in a cartoon. Like, it was so hilarious. I have to know the story.
It's so many elements to that story that you would look back at it and think it was planned. It, honest to God, wasn't. So I had to cut a lot of weight. I cut to 185 and I'm naturally 230. So I do like this all fruit, all vegetable, all juicing diet for 40 days in order to make 185. And then I go to the place where I'm fighting early, about 2 weeks early, and I train there. And I'm flying around with my juicer in my bag and a luggage full of vegetables. And everybody thinks I'm crazy, but I have to make weight. You know, I'm championship weight. And so I just so happened to run into Joe Riggs at Home Depot. When I was jogging around and grabbing stuff for my outfit, I ran into Joe Riggs. And when he seen me, he was super nice. And I couldn't even be a dick towards somebody who was nice because, like I said, I need a spark. And so he was super nice. And then the next day during the interview, he were like, yeah, I seen him at Home Depot. You know, I had my gun. I could have fucking, you know, right then. Da, da, da. He was talking so reckless. I was looking at the camera like, you were the nicest guy. If I had known you would be an asshole today, I would have slapped you in your mouth. And he said, I was planting my tomatoes. I wasn't thinking about you. I don't care about Lorenzo Hunt. I got to plant my tomatoes before it fucking frosts over. And so when I tried to talk, he kept screaming, I was planting tomatoes. I was planting tomatoes. I was planting tomatoes. So it kind of went viral before the weigh-ins. Okay. So then at the weigh-ins, I brought a tomato, you know, and I was just going to like pay homage to that viral moment where he lost his shit during an interview talking about tomatoes. Everybody's like, what's wrong with Joe? And when I brought it, I was eating it, and he literally tried to punk me. Now, mind you, I just cut the last 10 of the 185, and I'm kind of, And so I'm eating this tomato, and he flinches at me. He says, give me that damn tomato. Just like that.
Oh.
I'm too drunk to care. I'm like, eat it. And it just, I swear it was organic. I had not planned to put a tomato in his face. Look at it. He literally says, give me that damn tomato.
You gave it to him.
You sure did.
I gave it, and it went in deep. I mean, like, bro, like, it was coming out of his nose. It was bad. It was real bad. And I was like, everybody's like, you know, he didn't even flinch, but I was so drained. I couldn't flinch. I just was like, eat it.
It was smooth.
But it was smooth though. It turned out to be, you know, bigger than I intended it to be. I thought it was pretty funny. But Joe hates me. He hates my guts.
Oh man.
And then that piece, did you see how it ended?
The fight?
Just with
yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You ever thing like that? 5 people down like a movie. Yeah, so
nice.
he hates.
I mean, I would be super embarrassed if just the tomato thing happened to me.
Then
he had to viral knockout me too. Just like, can you stop?
I smoked him. And honestly, I had no beef with Joe Riggs. It wasn't his fault what happened. It actually all was Hector Lombard's fault. They reached out to Joe Riggs and literally placed him in my spot as the #1 contender, even though I had double the fights, double the wins, double the knockouts. I was like 6-1 or 7-1 at the time. Joe Riggs was 2-1, and they gave him a title fight because Hector was scared to fight me. So Joe's like, hey, it's just a paycheck for me. Sorry, move out of the way. I'm gonna fight Hector. So then when Hector beat him, then I beat up Hector. Then Joe Riggs comes back and tries to get the title and gets beat up. So everybody who's literally gotten in my way or tried to stop me just gets beat up. And that's my job.
And you do it so well.
Yeah, that's just my job. And I'm going to keep doing it too. And that's why I would like to fight Ben Rothwell, because right now, being as big as he is and as seemingly unstoppable he is, I believe that my skill set, I can embarrass him. I can embarrass him. I mean, beat him bad. And it'll change the dynamics of the entire weight division. I'll have respect as the only ever 3-division champion, reigning, defending, simultaneous 3-division at one time. There's never been another in bare knuckle history. So I'm coming for it. I'm coming for it. They're gonna have to shoot me.
Like Joe Riggs wanted to, right? Oh my gosh. Is there another champ?
Say that again?
Is there another champ?
There was. Luis Palomino did get the first chance to challenge for the 165 belt. He won it from Elvin Brito in like.
Oh no! Oh,
there
he's
he
right
is.
back. Pop him right back on. Oops. Oh.
You got me?
I think we're both clicking it at the same time.
Got you.
So Luis Palomino out of Miami, he was the first 2-division champ, and he's 9-0, so he's never lost. So he is the number 1 pound for pound in the world right now. I'm number 2 because I do have a loss on my record, but I'm 11-1 for the promotion, 12-1 overall, and so until he loses, I'm number 2 just because he's undefeated. But he's no longer the double division champion because he relinquished 1 title. And I think they're going to fight for it again, though.
Okay.
He was at the, when I was at the Salt Lake City card supporting my friend Beck, Luis Palomino was standing up at the press conference trying to get the next after whoever won between Mike Perry. Yeah, I didn't see a clear path to that actually happening, but I appreciated that he's just, so willing to step up and get in there and challenge the upper weight classes. But I just don't know if that would actually happen.
Yeah, Mike Perry is an anomaly in the BKFC. He's new, he's sensational, he's black, he's
You said it.
He's very smart. He holds a special place in BKFC, and I don't mind it. I know who I am. I'm the gatekeeper. I'm the best in the world. Nobody's going to argue that. Mike Perry is the most sensational in the world. He's literally bringing numbers in like Paige Van Zandt did. So I'm not going to get in his way. That's for damn sure. And we also trained together. We both fought in Florida in MMA.
Nice.
We both came up together. We both trained together. So I know all his tricks, and he knows some of mine. So I think I'm going to stay out of his way while he continues to be successful and do his thing. I don't have any gripe with that. I'm going to heavyweight. I got my own path. He's got his. And like I said, until somebody challenges for the 185 title or the 205 title, you won't see me losing any weight anytime soon. Right now, I'm 234.
Well, you just kind of crushed my dreams, because that would have been like my dream bare knuckle boxing matchup is between you and Mike Perry. I think that would be the most incredible, probably like highest pay-per-viewed numbers ever in bare knuckle boxing history. But now you just crushed it for me. Thanks.
I like Mike Perry. I've trained with Mike Perry. I don't think it's a good matchup. The size difference is ridiculous. Now, that's not saying he can't hurt me, because I'm going to heavyweight and those guys are bigger than me. but I like what he's doing. I like that he's calling out big names. I like that he's bringing attention to the show. So you won't hear no gripes from me. I want to be the 3-division champion, and fighting Mike Perry won't do that for me.
Understood. So a huge announcement just got made with bare knuckle boxing getting sanctioned in California. Do you have any thoughts on that? And what do you think about possibly getting sanctioned in Las Vegas?
Main event, baby. We on the way. Man, we on the way. So like I said, as the news comes out and everything comes out, you guys will see me front and center, splashing all across the West Coast, continuing to exert my dominance over the BKFC. And like I said, somebody better bring a gun. Because I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop.
I believe you.
Yeah, and I think everyone wants to see it too. Aside from your opponents, people want to see that happen. I would love the come up, watching like the build up of you versus Ben Rothwell. Like that, I think that would be really fun. Just because he's a little awkward, but he like gets his point across. You know, he talks a little bit.
I pitched it to the top brass, and for the most part, everybody still kind of takes me as a joke going to heavyweight. But after seeing what I did to Chris Camozzi with 50 plus pro fights, 30 UFC fights, been around the world, seeing me just completely handle that situation with such poise, such control. It was not a split decision. I don't care what nobody say. I had 100% strike ratio. If you go back and look at it, I never missed. Not to the body, not to the head. I never missed. So, and so like I said, like other than giving him, the hometown bump a point or two, they called it a split decision, but it was an ass whooping if you ask me. And then for me to go to heavyweight and do the same thing to somebody else who's bigger and badder than me in the heavyweight division, I'm gonna smoke them. And then they're going to be like, well, we really don't have a choice.
Nice. Aside from not having gloves in prison, what do you think is really that thing that gives you your edge? Because you do have a very unique style. And I think a lot of people who go from MMA to bare knuckle or go from boxing to bare knuckle, they feel like they're going to figure it out once they get in there. And then there's a lot of things that surprise you. So what do you think is the thing that you can get off over people like Chris Camozzi as soon as you start fighting?
Yeah, mostly it's my courage under fire. You're throwing punches and you're afraid. And I'm throwing punches and I'm not afraid. It's also the inability to intimidate me. I'm not afraid. I don't have stage fright. I'm as calm as I am in my living room. So when I'm in that ring, I'm literally defending my house. It's no different than if you came in my front door. I don't care what you weigh because I won't be able to weigh you on the streets. I don't care if you have gloves on or not because we won't be able to put gloves on the streets. I don't care about none of that. And as far as I'm concerned, there are no rules. I've seen too much bull to let you convince me that a bare knuckle fight has rules. So when I go in there, I'm just as wild and feral as I was in prison, afraid I might not make it home after this confrontation. And that's the edge that I have. It's not a game to me. You guys think it's a game. You think it's a sport. It's not a sport. You want to know what the difference, why I don't believe that bare knuckle is a sport or will ever be a sport? Because in sports, you have protective gear. In boxing, you have gloves because it's a sport. In football, you have a helmet because it's a sport. When you take off the gloves and take off the helmet, it's no longer a sport. It's life or death. Every other sport.
That's heavy.
No, we're both just like shit. Never thought about it that way, but it's true. It's true.
It's not a sport to me. So, and whatever happens in there happens. And then I get lucky a few times, and it works out.
That's always part of it.
Yeah, I get lucky at times too. You know, it helps.
Yeah.
Luck is when
Well,
timing meets preparation in my book.
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, I
Exactly.
train hard. I love training. I have my own gym in Jacksonville, Florida, where I train guys every day, twice a day. So I'm literally training 6 hours a day, 3 hours in the morning, 3 hours at night, 4 days a week. I have a class in here with pro fighters. I have a few pro fighters here now training for fights. So I'm literally in camp all year round. In camp all year round. It's no problem for me. So like I said, yeah, they better get something big, something big to hunt with. Because I'm coming. I'm coming.
Do you think
What would
without
you
your
say?
past do you think
Right.
without your past experience, I think we're at a lag, just a tiny lag,
Yeah.
sorry. But do you think with your past experience, would you be as comfortable in the cage, like under fire? Like if you had never had to fight for your life, if
So
you never had to.
I'm sorry. Somebody
Can you
keeps
hear me
calling
now?
me, so it's
Oh, okay. Oh, no problem, no problem. Um, oh, you good. I think he has to answer his call.
He's a busy man.
Yeah, well, we're taking up his time for free, so we appreciate him for that.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
I don't know if y'all can fix that or not.
Okay,
But
we hear
I'm
you
super
now.
No
dad
worries at
too.
all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know if you guys can fix that or not, but I'm super dad too. So I got my kids getting out of school and stuff.
Oh, you're all
Oh,
good.
no.
If you need to
Yeah.
pop off or do dad stuff, you're good. We appreciate you being here. But I was gonna ask, do you think your past has given you that confidence in there, knowing that you've survived so much, you can go in and face anything, or did you always have that grit about you back before all that happened?
It's a little bit of both.
Okay.
I always had it. I was a star athlete. Like I said, I did Olympic level Taekwondo. I did Kempo karate. I trophied. I always belted. I was. This is my thing. But the confidence as a man that can stand on my own 2 feet, you could drop me anywhere on earth and I'll be fine. Yeah, that came from in there. You know what I mean? From to go through that, and then like I said, having to beat yourself up over something you didn't do, and then still having the wherewithal to take whatever good you could from the situation and incorporate it into your personality while throwing out the junk, because there's a lot of junk that tries to bend your personality into something that you may not even be, or someone that you may not be. But overall, like I said, there is a little bit of a switch, and you'll see it kind of like when Mike Perry said, "I'll slap you in your mouth." I don't even remember slapping him and like tearing up the stage. Like, there is a button that you can press that will take me back to that very dark place. But for the most part, I'm just a great father, a great teacher, and I love the routine of training every day, and I play like a kid. I never really grew up, so I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't party. You won't catch me out late in clubs or gambling. I'm just a big kid, but I'm like a really big kid now. I'm a heavy.
I love it.
We don't want to take up too much more of your time, but I do have one final question. What, I guess, what is your like favorite thing about bare knuckle, and then what is the least favorite? Like, there's always something, there's always a give and take in sports and what we do.
In bare knuckle, I've figured out a way to use my martial arts and the open hand of bare knuckle boxing, the different strikes that are possible. It's all martial arts stuff. People forgot about the 59 punches of death and the 32 fists of fury. That was a reason. There's so many things that you can do with the human hand. And now that I am the best bare knuckle boxer in the world. I'm also a world-class martial artist again. The Art of Daily Survivor magazine is one of the top martial arts magazines in the country. And they reached out to me because they remembered me. And they were like, that's the guy. And they did an article about me. And you can find it on Amazon. You can find it on, and they wrote about what happened, how I disappeared, why I disappeared. And they just, and now that I'm back, I still got it. And so, yeah, the bare knuckle, David Feldman, those guys legalized bare knuckle and gave me a chance to continue on the path of a true martial artist, true discipline. If you watch my fights, they don't look like any other fights. I'm not out there wilding. I'm not out there just throwing and praying. I'm out there doing my katas, and it's working. It's working well, and I have an edge on everybody because of it. Because I was breaking boards as a kid, because I was doing knuckle push-ups already when I was in junior high school, because those things that people forgot about. Karate Kid, wax on, wax off, the Power Rangers. That was before MMA.
Mm-hmm.
We were Karate Kids before. We were Ninja Turtles before MMA. And everybody forgot about the martial arts aspect of it, and I get to bring it back to life.
Nice. Yeah, they need to call you for that remake of The Last Dragon if they ever do that, man. That'd be awesome. Yeah, you can play every character.
Yeah, that's what's up. My favorite.
Yeah, I remember watching your fight with Mike Richmond, and the commentators go, "Oh, he just threw kind of a sloppy punch as he was coming in." It was right after you got knocked down, and I was just like, "Come on, you know that.
That was not sloppy.
It was straight over the shoulder, like right to the chin.
That was the cleanest
counter. It was so clean
in history. And the crazy part about it is I've been landing that against lefties. I've fought 7 of the 9 guys that I've knocked out in a row were lefties. Soon as they wind up to throw that left hook, soon as they wind up to throw that right hook, they get smacked with a straight. And I've been landing. I landed on Hector. His hard head butt just didn't go down. Mike Richmond ran straight into it, and it was literally a nightmare. I'm glad he woke up. Like I said, I'm glad he woke up. It was like a train wreck.
It was scary for a second.
that was a hard knockout. I think I was watching that one with Angela, and that was a hard one.
Everybody in America jumped up when they saw that. Like, oh my God, it was bad. Yeah. And I was scared for him. When I looked down at him, I thought he was dead. I did. Tell the truth.
I think a lot of people did. I'm laughing, but it wasn't funny at the time. It really wasn't.
He made me kill him. He was trying to kill me, like he was trying to take me out. And I don't usually have to use that much of my power, that much of my force. Martial arts is all about control. And when I hit him, I said, damn. I killed him. Yeah, so I don't think we'll see that rematch. I don't think people recover from that. You know what I mean? It's too close.
Has he fought since then?
Have I fought since then? Yeah, Chris Camozzi.
He fought.
Yeah, he actually fought Dave Mundell, and he got it bad. And when I did the pre-fight assessment of what our fight would be, I literally said either Mike Richmond will make me knock him straight out, or he's just tough enough to make me torture him until there's nothing left. And he got both. Me, I knocked him out, and then Dave Mundell tortured him. So, like I said, I don't think we'll see him anymore.
Yeah, that's a rough run.
Yeah, that's a wrap.
Yeah, and he was doing really well before you too. And I have this belief that once you get knocked out once, it's really hard to come back from that immediately, especially against another power puncher. So he kind of did his work for him. Like that might have been a decision win for him if you hadn't fought him first.
Yeah, it was critical. I think he took that fight just because I said he was done. I said, "Well, you're never coming back," and then he just came back to spite me. But he probably should have just took my advice and just walked it off, because that was even worse. You know, that was even worse for morale. And I've seen some pictures of him. He's blowed up pretty big, and he's kind of happy in his job right now. And I wish him the best. He's a good guy. I just don't think there's much left in there.
Maybe he's going up to heavyweight too.
No.
Oh, it's funny.
Yeah. But you guys are amazing. I'm getting ready to start class. My people are coming in. They're looking like, hey, what's up? So, yeah, I'm in Jacksonville, Florida. We do, I teach bare knuckle boxing tactics and self-defense. We do this 4 days a week, 6 hours a day. And it's amazing. It's called Juggernaut Life Fitness. And if you guys want to look me up. If you go to www.juggernauthunt.com, you can drop me some likes, check out my veterans page, and reach out to me, and I always text back. So.
All right, will do. Good plug.
Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me. Thanks for the interview.
All right.
Yeah, we'll be looking out for your next one.
Right. We'll try. Bye.
Look at that. Look like a foot, don't it? Look like a foot.
I'm trying to get there.
It looks like it hurts. That's what it looks like.
It looks like it hurts.
Oh man.
I've heard that before, Jess. I've heard that before. Bye.
Goodbye. What a sign off. Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness, he's the best.
He's amazing. I did not know that about his past, and I'm really happy that he gave us the time to talk about it, because this country, there are so many men who are accused of doing something they didn't do. They end up caught up in the system for a long time, and luckily his career wasn't tarnished by it. He was able to take something bad and turn it around and turn it into greatness. I really love what he's doing with his fighting, with his just way of carrying himself and promoting and everything. That was a really awesome interview.
No, he when I got to meet him in Salt Lake City, I was just like, man, we have to talk to this guy. He's so inspiring. And for somebody to have the story that he does, and his past didn't define him, it didn't break him down, it built him up to the man he is today. I just think he's a great role model. I think he's just somebody to really admire and hold high. And I think what he's doing is really incredible.
It is. If I'm ever in, where's it, Jacksonville? If I'm ever out there,
yeah,
I might have to do a bare knuckle class. That might be fun.
You should.
That could be maybe a little two straws adventure. We go train it. We don't fight it, but we'll just go train it.
Just pretend. Just put on the cute clothes, you know.
Like my face has lasted a lot of battles with gloves on, without. I don't want to push my luck.
Exactly.
I've been pretty lucky up to this point. But I gotta say,
we don't need to push it.
We don't need to push it, but our girl Beck, she heals like friggin' Wolverine. Like, I don't know how she gets into these bare knuckle fights, win or lose. She'll come out 2 weeks later looking like a model. She has this model look to her. Like,
looks like she's walking around with a filter or something.
Yeah. It must be the Aussie sun. Something about that just keeps you glowing.
Something. Yeah, but it's a brutal sport, but I have nothing but admiration and respect for everyone who participates. I think it's one of the toughest sports. It's absolutely brutal, but when I see fighters like Lorenzo, like Beck in there, and they are they're savages, but they are technical savages. I just think it's really impressive. Seeing how he builds up the fights. I expect him to be just, a crazy brawler in there, but he's smart. He uses all of his technical prowess. Like it's really a pleasure to watch him fight.
It's kind of like the Conor McGregor thing. You forget because of all the outside antics that this guy actually knows how to fight his ass off, and it's almost a good tactic. You're playing those war games with the mind, those mind games, and people walk right into that trap, like for Richmond we were talking about earlier. So that was really awesome interview. Love talking to him. Can't wait to see who he's fighting next.
I know.
I thought we were going to get some news.
I know, but we got to wait.
Maybe on the next one. But yeah.
All right, guys. This has been another episode of Two Straws. We'll keep them coming with our bi-weekly check-in and our bi-weekly interviews. So far away from
y'all. I know, right? So far, yet so near. We'll see you next time. Let us know who you want us to interview next, and hopefully we'll have their contact information. Bye.
See you next time. Bye.